SmackDown took place in Worcester, Massachusetts, and we start the show off with Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens backstage. And then we go to the SmackDown opening video package, and then we go back to the show, and Shane McMahon's in the ring, and we have basically a WWE Town Hall. And what Shane's doing is he's basically has the wrestlers all on stage, and he has two mics set up, and he says if you want to say something, you can. He talks about Kevin Owens, and what happens first is Roman Reigns is the first to speak. He says Shane doesn't get it, nobody respects you, and as far as diplomacy, you can kiss his ass. And then Roman leaves, and Shane says Roman will be fine. Then we have Charlotte, who finally talks. It's been like forever since we've seen Charlotte on TV. I know she's been with Andrade because his mother died, but that's been a while now. We haven't had anything with Charlotte for a while. She says she basically kisses Shane's ass. And then what happened was Liv Morgan comes in and she says, stop being such a phony. Is there anything real about you? Which was, wow, it was definitely a sick burn. Because we all know Charlotte's had about 3 boob jobs and the boobs keep getting bigger and bigger. Not that I'm complaining, but I'm just saying. Charlotte rips into Liv, asks does she still work here. And what happens is Shane stops Liv and then Buddy Murphy talks. Buddy rips into Kevin Owens, and he wants to slap his name out of Kevin Owens' mouth. Shane says he likes Buddy and will talk to him. Shane then gets Apollo Crews to talk, and Apollo Crews rips into Shane. He agrees with everything Kevin Owens says. Then you have Zelina Vega and Andrade talk. Zelina says they do not like Apollo kissing up to the universe and want a healthy conversation. Why not put it in the ring tonight? And then Almas talks in Spanish, so I guess, I don't know what they're going to do with Almas, him being managed by Zelina if they're going to push Almas. Definitely have sympathy for the guy. The guy lost his mother, but I assume Fox would want a top Latin star, so maybe they push him. New Day talks. Kofi absolutely rips into him. He says, everyone here has the ability to be great. It took how long did it take to get this title shot? Everybody has potential, and then Shane cuts off their mic. I'm tired of Kofi as champ. I mean, it's like, can we just go to the next guy? He's had a decent run. He gave him the title. Let's go to someone else. The guy's just not championship material. He thanks everyone for coming out to address, and Cesaro comes out, and Cesaro wants a match with Aleister Black, and Shane agrees to it, and we will have a rematch. And then, as Shane was talking, all of a sudden Kevin Owens shows up behind McMahon. He shows up and he kicks Shane, and then he messes up because Shane probably went down too much and Kevin couldn't get him. So it was supposed to be a stunner, and Shane messed up, so Kevin had to bring Shane up and hit a stunner again. This time hitting it right, and Kevin lays out Shane with the stunner. I guess on Raw they could do a spot where Stone Cold Steve Austin stuns Vince McMahon, and Kevin Owens also stuns Shane McMahon. Like if they want to do that, I don't know. Next, you have Cesaro and Aleister Black. A good match, not like their pay-per-view match. It wasn't as long. Cesaro gets hit with the Black Mask, and Aleister Black pins Cesaro. Good for Black, giving him something. I hope they keep pushing him. They show Shane McMahon in the back. Dolph Ziggler stops by, and they talk about need to make tonight about them. He wants to teach Kevin Owens a lesson, and then we see Charlotte Flair walking in the back. And then after that, we hear Tom is going to mention Daniel Bryan's announcement. Hopefully it's not anything bad. Daniel says he failed his attempt to raise the tag team division. He says he tried hard to get these jokers to the main event, and he failed. If not, he wants to change the planet and save the planet. He has to go where Daniel Bryan has not gone before. We'll see what that means. So next, we have Charlotte come out to face Liv Morgan. They should have never broken up the Riot Squad. It was a mistake splitting them up. Charlotte beats Liv cleanly, figure eight. Of course, Liv taps out. And it was strange. I guess they're doing something with Liv Morgan after the match. She rips Corey Graves' headset off him, and then she speaks into the microphone, and she says, Charlotte was right, and when she comes back, she will be real. So, no, she was talking about herself or Charlotte. I don't have any interest. You have Ember Moon in the back, walking backstage. She's going to face Ember Moon and Sonya Deville in a tag team match, so she has to find a partner. Sonya and Mandy come out, and I guess they're just going to drop that lesbian storyline because they clearly teased it. They were showing hints, but I guess they completely dropped it. They may as well. They're not going to really do anything there. I wouldn't mind it. Maybe they save it for Fox, but if they're going to do it, I'm cool with that. But it looks like they're just going to, put that on the back burner right now and focus on other things and probably just not. They might not even come back to that. So it's Bayley as Ember Moon's tag team partner. We all know who's going to win here, and Ember Moon is teaming with her, and as the match ends, Bayley hits a belly-to-belly on Sonya Deville. That takes out Sonya. Ember hits the Eclipse on Mandy Rose, pins Mandy Rose, 1, 2, 3. And after the match, they are congratulated by their victory by Kayla Braxton, who gets in the ring. And then Bayley is asked by Kayla who she wants to face next. And Bayley says she wants to face someone with charisma, someone who she's never faced before, and someone who's dedicated to the title. And there was a chant, I believe it was an Ember chant. I'm not sure if it was someone else. It could have been Asuka, but it sounded like Ember. She offers Ember Moon the match. Ember accepts the challenge, and we have Bayley, Ember Moon, for the SmackDown Women's Championship at SummerSlam. Good thing for Ember. Good opportunity. They show Nakamura talking to Sarah Screever. He's interviewed by her, and then Mustafa Ali shows up and congratulates the new champ. Because that's the program for SummerSlam. That's fine. So we go back to the start of the show. They show Kevin Owens attacking Shane McMahon, and then Dolph is trying to get Kevin back for a match. New Day comes out, and Kofi. There's so much talking here. It's a bit too much. So they make a joke. They joke that they're 3 African-American leprechauns because they all have the gold. All 3 of them are champions. Kofi's WWE champ. Big E and Xavier tag champs. And then finally Daniel Bryan comes out. We're going to see what his big announcement's going to be. He comes out and he walks back to the stage. And then he comes back out and he starts to say something, but he goes back again. And 3rd time's the charm. Lucky charm. See, it's all the leprechaun talk, all this Irish talk. The damn lucky charm. He still says nothing, but drops the mic and goes to the back. And then Samoa Joe comes out. He makes his way to the stage. Joe talks about, he's calling out Kofi. He's like, I don't care. Samoa Joe loses every big match. I'm a fan of his. But, the guy, I don't care to see him in a big title match anymore. I don't want to see him in these programs anymore. He loses every fucking match. Who cares about Joe anymore? Anyway, he is joined by Elias. And then finally Randy Orton comes out and he says he apologizes. He says it's been a while since he had that gold around his waist, and he's going to take it, and he'll be doing it by using the 3 most destructive letters in the WWE RKO. So looks like Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton at SummerSlam. Eventually they set the match up. Kofi does the Teddy Long voice. They accept Playa. Teddy making this tag matches still. Randy Orton, I should have called Kofi stupid. He always does. Back 10 years ago, that was funny. Anyway, here we go, 6-man tag. I think that sets up the Daniel Bryan, the Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston match at SummerSlam, most likely. He had a good match. He had Big E on the floor. He was taken out by Elias. Xavier's also out in the match. Then Randy Orton and Kofi are in the ring. Randy Orton hits an RKO on Kofi. 1, 2, 3. Orton pins Kofi cleanly. That sets it up. You have your match. I think they haven't announced it, but I think it's almost a lock now. Kofi, Randy Orton at SummerSlam for the title. I think Randy could win, and I kind of hope he does. I think he'd be a better champion. I'd like to see him as champ. He hasn't been champ in a while. So I'm rooting for Randy Orton. I hope they put the belt on him on that show. They show Carmella looking at R-Truth. And then he is hiding but stuck. He says he doesn't know how Kane did it since there's no bathroom. I don't know what that joke was. I don't know. He's kind of the mayor of Knox County now. But I don't know. I didn't get the Kane joke. It slipped over my head. I don't know. You got the tag team titles for the women's match. You have iconic something that's Asuka and Kyrie Sane. So Peyton Royce and Belly Care out. They're there, and they're about to wrestle them. They are for a while. Eventually, Peyton Royce pulls Kay off the apron, and they get counted out. So Asuka and Kyrie Sane win, but the Iconics retain their titles. After the match, the Iconics attack them, but then Kyrie Sane and Asuka attack the Iconics. They beat them down, and then Kyrie hits an elbow drop on them. Before that, Asuka hit a roundhouse kick, so they stand tall, and it probably sets up the match for SummerSlam where the Kabuki Warriors win. I hate that name, Kabuki Warriors. I think they should have just been the Pirate or the Sky Pirates with Kyrie Sane and Io Shirai. Asuka's better as a single star. They're just replacing one Japanese chick for another Japanese chick. How progressive of WWE. So we see Andrade, Almas, and Zelina Vega walking in the back. You have Andrade against Apollo Crews. So nothing for Andrade right now, but it looks like they might push Apollo Crews. I think they're making a mistake. I think there's far more potential in Andrade than Apollo, in my opinion. Apollo gets the win. I don't see him getting a push. He's too short. I don't think Vince would ever push Apollo Crews. I don't see him as a star. I don't think he's very good on the mic. I don't know. I don't see anything in him. But I definitely see a lot in Andrade, especially with Zelina as his manager. I think Andrade can go places. I think he can be a top star actually with the company, but it doesn't look like they're going to go that way. They show Dolph Ziggler coming over the main event. It's it. You have Ziggler and Kevin Owens, a rematch from Extreme Rules. What happens is during the match, Shane McMahon and a lot of people, his posse, whatever you want to call it, make their way to surround the ring. You had Ziggler hit a zigzag, Kevin Owens kicks out, they go back and forth, and when Kevin Owens hits a stunner, he is gonna pin Dolph Ziggler. Owens hits a stunner as Shane pulls him to the floor, and Owens hits another stunner to Shane, the second one of the night, and he goes to the back, and then Shane asks about his plans and how they backfired tonight with Kevin. Shane says Kevin is going to pay. He's interviewed by, I think it was Kayla Braxton, and it sets up the unfortunate match of Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon at SummerSlam. Shane's still getting pushed. Hopefully this writes him off TV. They had a Hell in a Cell match 2 years ago. It's like, are they going to do that again? I don't think they can. It's a real role reversal. Kevin Owens was heel last time. Shane was face. That's when Kevin Owens destroyed Vince McMahon. Now you have a babyface, Kevin Owens, a heel Shane. I think Kevin Owens should win, and hopefully that'll be the end of this rivalry. So that was SmackDown. It was all right. It was pretty average. I mean, you had some matches here. It's just the matches seem really short because of the commercial times now, so I didn't think the show was that good. I probably enjoyed Raw a little bit more, actually. That's a surprise. So that was SmackDown, and that wraps up a very long week for the WWE and a very long week for wrestling. I've seen a lot of wrestling past few days. I'm happy this week's coming to a close.